We'll crash and burn. All right.
We're good.
We're good.
We're live.
Even with non-built-in mic commentary this round.
Here it comes.
Noticeable improvement for the viewers.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
watching.
we just went live 20 seconds ago, so probably not yet. But the announcement just went out, and we are live at Volleyball House for the 2014 Fall Playoffs. I'm here with Joe Kosack, who's getting ready to play. What's up, Joe?
Playoffs? Don't talk to me about playoffs. Playoffs?
I have to talk
Yes.
to you. It's that time of year, Joe.
Yeah, we're starting out on Baywatch tonight. This is the A Division playoffs. We have 4 people involved. Myself, Joe Kosack, along with Joe Schober, who will be player 4 on Baywatch. Justin Day is up now. And Scott Sidley, who is player 1 and played a little too quickly to catch that on the broadcast. He
was really excited. He ran up and went.
So just Joe Schober had the pick on this, and this is actually a strong game for all 4 competitors. We're all capable of putting up billion-plus scores on this. In fact, Justin, Scott, and I had a game on this last week for Week 10, and the odd man out had 1.2 billion.
Yeah. This machine plays really generously. It's kind. It gives you the bounces you need, and especially since most of the people in A Division have been playing this once a week for about a year at least, you're going to see probably some monster games here today.
Yeah, and that was a nice double danger save by Justin. I don't know if he needed as big of a move as he did, but
He just wanted to show everybody, prove our point. He knows exactly where the tilt's at.
But he got that first ball locked. You light your locks at the guard tower by hitting the 3 drop targets in the middle, which are blocked by a little bit of glare. It's going to be hard to see that.
Oh, those are arrows, just so we could illustrate where the.
So, getting the drop targets down on ball 1 will light your first 2 locks. You have to get your drops a second time to qualify your 3rd lock. And I don't think Justin knew that. He took the backhand at the guard tower. It didn't. The backhand will not make it all the way up. It hasn't counted down yet, but once it goes into ball search, the machine will recognize the balls in the trough and will count down as bonus. So I'm up.
Joe, good luck.
All right, thank you.
Joe, goodbye. Hello, Joe.
Hey, how are you?
Joe Schober joining me now. Yeah, we were just talking about how we're going to see some monster scores today here on Baywatch. This is probably going to be the definitive Baywatch tutorial by the time we're done today.
Well, it might be, or after both Scott and Justin kind of went out relatively quickly, so it may just turn out to be a flail fest. Who knows? We had playoffs at Mighty Mike's on Monday, and the B Division thoroughly schooled the A Division. just happens sometimes.
I've heard a curse of the game pick, but that sounds like curse of the division or something like that.
It might have been, yeah.
Something in that neighborhood, I guess.
Too much pressure.
So, Joe, how do you do you go for a double multi-ball here, or do you ever even pay attention to the multi-ball when you're playing Baywatch, or do you kind of wait till ball 3? I notice there's 2 kinds of different strategies.
Yeah, I often wait for ball 3. It's a little bit situational depending on what other people are doing, but realistically, pretty much every mode in this game is worth about 250 million. Guard millions, all the individual modes are worth about 250 million each, so they can be good.
Except the ones you time out.
Except the ones you time out. Have fun.
Now that's a player I like. So now, from Joe to Joe to Joe, do we have anybody else named Joe that wants to say something while we're just doing the Joe chain? Hey, Justin, how do you feel about that last ball, buddy? This is Justin Day up and talking now.
Well, I ended up getting the drops for the locks. I was going to do, I know Joe was just saying he doesn't like to go for multi-ball right away, but I was kind of feeling it, had my locks ready right away.
Yeah, well, that's why I was asking.
Early in ball 1, so went for it. I had a bad double danger, good save, bad double danger, so I didn't take a risk on the right out lane on the last ball.
Joe Kosack seemed to think that maybe you could have got away with a single danger there. He was highly critical of that shove.
Yeah, I really smacked it. So,
hey, you got to let the machine know who's boss.
Exactly.
You know?
I was just happy it didn't tilt. I've definitely had double danger delay tilts before. So I was thankful I just got to play a little bit more, lock another ball.
That's good.
That's all right. It's a good possibility Joe could blow it up on this ball. And
well, we're in CPR now. CPR is
50
one of my
million
favorite
shot.
modes. It's super easy way to get some quick points.
Yeah, and he's dialed into that right ramp right now. So He's off to a quick lead already.
Yeah, we were talking about some modes you time out and some modes you play. CPR is one of those ones that you play.
Yeah, that's definitely a playable mode. Shark, the Shark Cove is definitely an avoidable one. The Diver Rescue, not Diver Rescue.
Helicopter rescue.
Is it? Yeah, Helicopter is the one with the sinking boat. Yeah, it's
Oh,
the
okay,
stand-up.
yeah.
AC.
With the way I play, that's my highest scoring mode most of the time. It's all the yellow stand-ups on the edge
misses,
of the
yeah,
ramps.
it's
It's like
basically-
Thunderstruck and
I was-
AC/DC.
You just took the words out of my mouth. It's exactly like Thunderstruck. So it's still anybody's game here. It's going to be a 2-ball match here for the most part.
Well, take a breath. Focus up. You got another ball coming up.
That's right, man. Thanks.
Thanks for coming over and saying hi.
Oh, wait, we're giving him another ball? That doesn't sound fair.
Well, Scott's into his second ball now, and just by the act of flipping a few times, I think he's better off in his first ball, which is good. With the playoffs, those first balls, they can feel monstrous, even if you're playing around a bunch of people you've played around a million times, and see head-to-head every week in competition. These intense competitions should still carry a lot of weight, right? I don't know how you guys feel. You're vets more than me, but last time I was in the playoffs, it felt really serious.
Yeah, I mean, the tension's higher. I mean, you're actually playing now for, as much as anything, I figure it's pride, right? I mean, all season, lots of stuff can happen during the season, but now you've earned your right to be here, and you're playing for pride. I mean, it feels good to beat all these good players and take home that trophy, or, know that you're the A-Division champion at a really tough league.
Sure, and I think you said it there too, Joe. There's a lot of really great players in this league. It really is true. You're beating some very talented players, and several players that aren't super active competitively, but are just amazing players that we get to come out and play with. It's a real special treat.
Absolutely, it's a strong league, and I think the difference is basically, in regular season, certainly if you have a bad game or even a bad week, you can kind of get away with, because there's 40 games in the season, 10 weeks in the season. But here we're playing 5 games, so every single game you play counts.
Scott's into the volleyball now.
Now, Jake, you'd been asking earlier about strategy. Scott, I've noticed, definitely goes for multiple multi-balls. He doesn't care about getting that ball 3. And for anyone who doesn't know Baywatch well, the reason Jake was asking about that is on ball 3, if you've made all of your skill shots, you get squid pops, which is basically just mega pop bumpers for what is it, 2 or 3 million a pop or something. And so in multi-ball, when it's feeding all those balls up there to the top lanes, you can probably easily pull off 150 million without doing anything.
Oh yeah, it's as valuable as any mode you could start.
Exactly.
You
So
you get a free mode and points.
Was 2 balls went out the left L lane and got saved.
You might also notice that Scott shot one of his balls around the left orbit and locked into the right near the shark flipper, and that doubles his jackpots while he's in multi-ball mode as well.
No.
Is that not what it is?
It's actually consecutive, or quick in a row jackpots double.
Oh, I didn't realize
Yeah.
that. I always thought it was getting it trapped over there on the
Yep.
right.
Nope.
Well,
No.
doesn't that trap the ball, though, for some reason?
It does trap the ball. It just gets it out of the way for a little while.
See, my problem is I hit my jackpot so fast and so efficiently over and over
Well,
again. And
that's-
the first thing I do is lock that ball. I just assumed I was doing it right.
Yeah, no. No, once you make a jackpot, you'll see for, 5 or so seconds afterwards, all the jackpot values
I
are
did not
doubled.
realize that.
Now, it doesn't stack, so if you hit 2 in a row, it's not quadrupled or anything. It
It's
just
not like
stays
a
at
Lord of the
double.
Rings type scenario.
Right.
Also, you build your jackpot value by shooting down those drop targets in multi-ball in the center of the playfield.
Did not know that.
So you get every time you drop the drop targets, it adds 5 million to your base for that multi-ball. It does not carry over to your next multi-ball.
And then all of that matters because when you complete the 5 guard shots, Shark Jackpot is lit at the shark hole, and that is the sum of all the jackpots you've scored, including if they were doubled or whatever. And then once you get that, the super jackpot or whatever is lit on the upper ramp, which is basically double the shark jackpot. So getting those quick jackpots in a row does help. That's got to be a tilt. It is not. That was friendly.
Justin plays, he cashes in his dangers.
He learned from
Certainly
Justin.
cashes in his dangers.
Justin Day was channeling his inner Justin Bath there, and hopefully we can get him to do his imitation later. He does a dead-on Justin Bath imitation.
Oh, that was tough.
I'm going to let that settle a minute.
Good
Yeah, you
choice.
might want to.
But my strategy here is since I didn't get anything accomplished on ball 1, my locks are going to be lit at the guard tower. So I'm just going to try and get into multi-ball as quickly as possible and hopefully go for the sharp.
Good luck. We have on the chat over there. That's nothing on the chat. Well, the chat line is open, ladies and gentlemen. I understand we're competing with
Papa TV.
Yeah, Papa TV. I don't know what the metaphor would be there. The Walking Dead of pinball or something. And we're like Jag, I guess. But it's okay. I'm sure they'll toss it over to us. And in the meantime, this is, I feel like, we've probably covered more strategy than they will in 2 hours. They're more betting and fun. They're the fun one, and we'll drop some knowledge on people.
Well, if nothing else, our games have meaning. They're just going for fun at Papa TV today. As opposed to when we're watching Papa, or when we are watching, for example, the FSPA PPL League playoffs, which will be happening on Saturday on Papa TV. That's for something super important.
Absolutely.
It's for continued FSPA domination of the universe.
And a goofy trophy.
And a goofy trophy,
Don't
perhaps.
forget the goofy trophy.
I mean, at this point, it's just kind of going through the motions, but nevertheless, we'll prove it again. We've proven it before. I was happy to contribute last year. I felt quite honored, and this year I hope to provide a support role. I've got several strategies worked out.
Nice.
I'm going to yell, "You got it, you got it," when Pittsburgh is playing, and they're about 50 million before they've covered the other person's score.
Outstanding. Good plan.
That's my secret weapon. Maybe I shouldn't have broadcast that. So they think they've got the score they needed when they actually didn't.
And, for that reason, even when I think I've got it or someone tells me I've got it in a tournament, I will not stop until I see it myself on the score on the score panel.
That's a rule to live by, 100%.
I believe that's basically a flawless video mode that
Wow.
Joe just had there.
I'm glad we got that on videotape because I'm hopeless in video mode every time. I know what's coming. The first two, I still crash.
I'm usually good for about 117 or so, but there's a couple of them I just can't get.
What's your strategy? Like, is there a pattern like with Star Trek?
Oh yeah,
Next
it's
Generation?
completely fixed. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, if you look at Joe's running it on the videotape, or not that there's any tape involved, but on the recording, you'll see it's this exact same pattern every time.
I will study that. Joe is blowing up his multi-ball here. As he's got Kevin.
It's very important. That is Kevin Martin of Papa fame, who is being saved in the middle there.
Exactly. We've got to save him so he can get dry and come and host us for the day next week.
And I'm not exactly sure what Joe's doing now. I guess there's not much to plan out here. There's 2 jackpots to be had, the U and the R.
1 jackpot to be had.
Looks like he got that, so the
And
shark
no
hole will be lit
jackpots to
now.
had, yes. Flashing shot in the mid-left. And there we go, the shark
Nice.
jackpot. 1 more to go. Top right lane from left flipper.
And the game will help you out here. If you shoot either the left orbit or the D, it will feed it back around. It'll capture in that big kicker and then feed it around for a good shot on him. I think he just got it. Yep, that's well done. And now you get to go through and do it all again. That was an excellent shot by Joe. What was I thinking picking this game?
What everybody else was thinking when you picked it. Yes, Baywatch.
Well, what I was saying is I was looking at the stats, and everyone is good at everything.
That's a problem.
Honestly, I was picking this because I thought, perhaps erroneously, but I thought that at least there wouldn't be many bonus points stolen. We'll see if that actually works out or not.
So, were you originally going to be thinking about that's?
I'm good.
So, were you originally thinking about playing big game?
No.
We thought maybe you were. Just so you know, we are monitoring the chat lines as well. So, if you want to step in, shout a holler, by all means. How you doing, Justin?
How many viewers do we have?
Oh, we got about 20 people on the horn right now.
20 people. We're moving up in the world.
We'll just wait till the Papa TV ends up, and they'll probably throw over to us, and then we'll Oof, 60, 70?
Awesome.
I hope so.
Well, I know the league really appreciates you doing this, Jake. You're the mastermind behind all the broadcasts that we do here, so thank you.
Oh, well, thank you, man. It's my pleasure to showcase your talent.
Yeah.
That's what I do it all for.
Lack thereof on this one.
So, Justin, you recently gave up your crown to the Crabtown Throwdown. How did that feel? Was that a breaker for you?
Yeah, that resulted in a lot of pity drinking immediately after.
I think you were starting to do some pity drinking. Wow.
Yeah,
I think maybe that was the
You know
problem.
what? You know what? I had a lot of friends there, and it was party time excellent. And
That's my problem at Papa when I go back to town.
Exactly. Yeah, I had a really good time. I was partying. A lot of people came. A lot of friends came that I'm surprised came, and it ended up being a really good time. I wish more friends played, but it's still good to have them there nonetheless and watch them beat Simpsons, the arcade game, in about 20 minutes.
Well, sometimes that's more rewarding than pinball. This is
right.
almost like going to work these days.
I'm going to go try not to do exactly what I did on the first two balls here.
Well, Justin inadvertently employed the wait till ball 3 multi-ball strategy, so hopefully it'll pay off for him.
Yeah.
He's not quite low enough for the pity extra ball, which is a shame.
It's not. I'm good with that.
Yeah, this is one of those weird Sega games. Yeah, Scott's saying the threshold is 80 million, but I've gotten it, I think, with less than 80 million. But maybe that's just because I was in the game where we were all stinking
Oh
it up.
my gosh. That was harsh.
That hurts.
Yeah, Justin
Not
there
even happy
just
about that.
that was painful.
It's okay. He's got a smile on his face. It's more than I could say for myself at that point if I were in the same scenario.
Well, the way the scores are lining up here, Justin, as long as I don't blow it up, Justin's got at least a point regardless because he's within his score and my score combined at the moment are within shot of Scott's.
You'll note another thing if you're unfamiliar with Baywatch that a lot of the players, well, all the players here are doing. There's 3 skill shot options when you start the game. There's one that's just a simple, standard stern, top lane, select one of 3 and get it right in there type of skill shots. We pretty much all play that strategy because, as Joe said, if you complete all the skill shots, not only do you get the 2 million squid pops, but you also get a 50 million point bonus. And then if you were to get an extra ball as well, which we play 1 extra ball in the FSPA, a subsequent 50 million plus your 30 million skill shot bonus. So it can pay off quite well as well. Always go for that easy skill shot and get all 3. Ain't that right, Rich?
Yep.
Rich Achtenberg chiming in with the 100% confirmation on that. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Well, I'd be doing a lot better if I was playing. But
Yeah, I hear you
other
there.
than that, good.
Well, I'm going to try to make the most of it. I hope you do the same here with me. Whew, Joe is just blowing this up
Another
1.5. This is that second multi-ball, and Joe's doing his
Dance.
Baywatch slow-mo jog move that he does to psych himself up when the multi-ball starts.
But all those pop bumpers, 2 million each. And in fact, this is one of those occasions where some players may decide to skillfully drain, as they say in the business, just
During
to
the
let
ball
more
saver.
during the ball saver, but just to let the balls keep feeding up there. Because honestly, your pop bumper totals often are going to be more than any jackpot. Now, that's not the same when you start talking about the shark and the super, but
Sure, it's realistic to assume that they're the equivalent of 3 or 4 jackpots, so hey, take it. If it's going to give it to you, take it. That's what we were just talking about with the skill shot strategy in general. Take the easy skill shot.
Absolutely.
Because it's, there's just so much payoff if you get all 3. It's not worth the risk. Risk reward isn't there, as some people wiser at pinball than me would say. So what's this 40 million scenario we have with one of the jackpots here?
no, it's just the base jackpot's just been raised by hitting the drop targets.
Oh, that's right. That's what Joe was talking about. There you
Yeah.
go. There it is in action.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
1.9 mil. It's not a bad place to be right now.
I'd take that.
Guard millions. So basically right now, Joe is looking quite likely to steal the bonus point, that being one of the peculiarities of FSPA scoring. If you exceed the sum of the 2 people below you, you get a bonus point. Which can be extremely critical, especially in these playoff rounds.
You know,
Oh, wow.
back there.
He can't seem to get control of the ball.
He's got it locked in now. He needs to take his breath here, but also this is a round that counts down, and your score is determined by how quickly you can get back in the game.
Yeah, it looks like he may just be timing it out at this point.
I think that once it beats that 30 threshold for him, he's pretty much done.
That U shot, the left ramp, which is kind of the intuitive thing to shoot from the right flipper, at least on this particular unit, it's not friendly. Even what looks to be a perfect shot often just doesn't work. So.
Sure.
And it can be risky because if you miss it, it likes to aim right down the middle.
Yeah, it goes up and goes down so fast. I don't know that I've ever seen a ramp return that's quite as vicious, in regard to speed at least. I've seen quite a few people actually backhanding that ramp when needing to light locks, though, which is interesting. I had never really thought about that strategy, but I've seen a couple people pull it off. You need quick timing, and you can't be one of those people that holds up the flipper, because your flipper actually obstructs that left shot. But if you can flip it real quick, there's several people that they'll get trapped on that left flipper and just go to town as soon as their multi-ball's lit. What mode do you start for first, Rich, whenever you are playing?
First thing, I usually try and get the CPR, just because you can't collect the G letters once the multi-ball locks are lit. So
that makes sense.
So it comes down, the first thing I do is try and shoot at least 2 G ramps, and preferably 3 to start CPR, because it's easy points if you don't screw it up.
Yeah, I'm with you. I do that and guard millions. Those are my first two.
Yeah, I'll go for CPR and then try to get the rest of guard millions.
Yeah, the great thing about guard millions...
And then start working on multi-ball on ball 2.
Yeah, with guard millions, at least if you're somebody like me who isn't exactly terribly consistent all the time, gives you a great opportunity to try every shot in the game and see which one's working today.
Well, usually it gives me a great opportunity to drain. I started and immediately drain.
Thank you.
Every time.
Joe Kosack is with us. Joe, as soon as your hands cool off here, maybe you can give us a little insight into what you were thinking there, other than how many times. Oh, he's got to put in his initials. Excuse me. Excuse me, I have to have one of the people I beat put in my initials for me.
Yeah. So, going into that ball 3, since I was kind of in jail, I was 2 shots away from CPR. I thought about going for CPR, and then just banged around and got some drop targets, got my first lock lit, and said, what the heck, I'll go for multi-ball. And then we went there. So,
well, good for you, Joe. Hey, Joe, where are we headed next? Do we know?
So, your choice. Do you want to see me and Scott on Godzilla, or I think Justin and Joe are on Star Trek? I'll double check that.
I think that we're going to go to Godzilla.
All right.
We see a lot of Star Trek, so let's do some Godzilla.
All right. So let's move that. You want to start moving things?
Yeah, we're going to do a quick camera change here. We'll leave the webcam on so you can say hi to everybody.
Yeah, so... Rich, can I have the trophy? Yeah, so... As some of you out there may have known, the Pittsburgh Pinball League and their folly has challenged us once again. And for those of you from the PPL watching, here's our trophy that we won last year. And it may or may not be coming with us. We haven't decided yet. And we kind of like the trophy here. And if you remember, it actually talks. So it doesn't say a whole lot, but it launches. So there it is in its full glory. It's ours, and it's staying with us. And we will take you down again on Saturday, even though I won't be there to do it. So for that first game, I have 4 points. Scott Sidley took second and he gets 2 points. Joe Schober, because I was mean and took a point from him, gets 1. Justin Day gets 1. So it's 4-2-1-1 after 1 game. So next up for round 2, I will be playing Scott on Godzilla, and Joe Schober will be playing Justin Day on Star Trek: The Next Generation. So we are going to be moving to Godzilla, and I think after that we'll probably be filming. I'm not sure what we'll be filming then. We might go to Star Trek, we might go to Medieval. So round 3, I will play Justin Day on Star Trek: Next Generation, and Joe Schober will play Scott Sidley on Medieval Madness. For round 4, I will be playing Joe Schober on Lasercue, and Justin Day will play Scott Sidley on the big scaly beast Godzilla. And we'll wrap up the night with a 4-way game on Sonic Boom. I mean Doctor Who. So, Justin, do you want to come on for a little bit?
Yeah. I guess we're still waiting for Star Trek. So.
Yeah.
Just doing a camera change here, I guess.
Yeah, we're moving the cameras over to Godzilla. So
cool.
So you're able to get a point yet on Baywatch.
Yeah, that was kind of a gift. Luckily, it was a 4-player match,
Yeah.
not a 3. That's pretty bad. One of the worst games I've put up on Baywatch in a while, but that's all right. We still got 4 more to play.
That's right. I mean, I've seen a lot of people who've had 1 point or 0 points in the first game. I can come back and really rock it. I'm going to move out of the way so that Jake can work with the cameras.
Keep on chatting
But your one pick was Godzilla against Scott. Why'd you pick that?
I just like the game. I like the risk reward. Honestly, the left loop shot is really fun.
Yeah.
It's satisfying to hit. So I just like it. It's one of the newer games here.
Yeah.
So I think that adds a little bit to the coolness of the pick. So.
Now, our Godzilla, I like to say, has a modification, and that the X target and taxi is broken, but it is still makeable. There's a little stem from the drop target. The stand up, not a drop target.
You got to go for it a few times, but you'll get it.
Yeah.
Whoops.
So, and I chose Godzilla against Scott because he totally hates the game, and really. When you get to this level, you pick games that you want to play, and sometimes you like to, spite other people.
Well,
So
I guess in the playoffs, that's the name of the game.
Yeah.
Right? So, all right. Looks like Star Trek is open, so I'm gonna go hang out over there. And
all right.
and get
Best of
ready
luck to
play.
you.
Yeah. Looks like it's against you, so I'll see you.
Yeah.
over there.
So, we also have 2 other divisions going on right now. In our B division qualifiers for playoffs were William Wolf, Andre Newland, Rob Thomas, and Jamie Catania. And can I see the score sheet real quick, Julie? Yeah. And Rob Thomas and Jason Charlton. And so far in that game, in that matchup, through 2 rounds, William Wolf at 0 points. Ouch. Andre Newland at 4. Rob Thomas at 4. Jason Charlton at 8. And our C division features Russ Appleby, who is in his first season with FSPA. So well done to qualify first in C division. Jamie Catania, Kevin Myers, and Lee Wilk, who had an awesome week 10. Had an awesome week. Was more than 5 points out of the playoffs going into week 10.
Yeah, look at it.
Okay. So we need to go twisting about
Yeah, I can't
15
get-
degrees.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. I can do that.
Yeah.
All right, so you got you and Justin on Star Trek Next Gen. That's close. Tilt. Joe has pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're sort of like, I think the camera just needs to.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and I can fix the rest of it in the computer.
Yeah, so cameras are just about set. Scott Sidley's going to start us off on Godzilla because I insist, and I want to see how he does. Last week we actually played this game in our group. A little bit the other way, Jake. Yeah, a little bit the other way. Good. Right there.
so right there.
Perfect. So our cameras are set. I'm going to tell Scott to start, and we'll play some Godzilla.
Hard to keep straight between how to move it. Yeah.
So.
Okay. It's hard to
Oh yeah, we can do this.
moving the machine and moving the camera.
Sure. Thanks, guys. That was our first ever hot camera change at the Free State Pinball Association. Thank you for bearing with us. Each time it'll get quicker and better. I guarantee it. We'll dial this little guy in here really quick. And if you would like to donate to the Free State Pinball Association, we can buy a separate camera setup, and then you do not have to wait for this silliness. So think about that. Open up those pockets. You can send the money directly to me. I'll figure the rest out. And we are in action. We've got Scott Sidley back up here. How's that looking, Rich?
Other than the glare, it's looking pretty good.
Well, there's nothing I can do about that except for toss you up in the roof and have you
Break
block
some of
that
the
light. Yeah.
fluorescent lighting in here, yes.
Not much I can do there, unfortunately. Hey, Rich, why don't you entertain the people at home for 30 seconds? I'll be right back.
Because I'm not very entertaining?
Yeah, you're the most entertaining person here.
Yes, but most of my entertainment involves foul language that doesn't belong on this sort of family channel. And I don't know Godzilla very well. So I'm not going to be very entertaining. Sorry. Yeah, I know. And big problem is I don't know Godzilla, so.
That's okay, because
Very
I kind of
well.
know it a little bit. So with Godzilla,
Other than you want to start a lot of multi-balls.
yeah, well, basically what it
Probably
is,
simultaneously.
this is like a better version of Avengers with also a better theme. And it's one of those games like Transformers, too. Basically, you want to shoot all your shots. Well, I guess Transformers isn't the perfect metaphor, but you want to complete all your shots in each of the 5 like pre-designated shot places. So the stand-ups are taxis. You want to shoot that 5 times. You want to shoot the left loop. Actually, left loop like about 1 million times. Oh my God, that's tedious.
1, 2, 3. I think it's only 10 or 15.
Yeah.
A
Right,
lot.
right ramp, and then also kind of dovetailing both sides. And dovetail is a very appropriate word. The ramp kind of looks like a dovetail. Up the butt of the dove would be the ramp, and then the tail feathers on either side would actually be these things called sonars, which are Newton balls that kind of ping pong back and forth. Basically, just have to swap them. Joe just got one there. Basically, just have to swap them back and forth. Looks like 6 times. So anyway, so you do one of these things X amount of times, and then it's time to start a multi-ball. Now you can stack multi-balls, and each stacked multi-ball actually adds to your jackpot. And there's certain multi-balls you can roll in once you're already running an existing multi-ball. So there's ways to string multi-balls together. I think Taxi is one of like the great unifiers of multi-balls. Is that right, Rich?
Well, with all those balls bouncing around, they tend to hit those taxi targets.
That is true. And I believe you can start a Taxi while actively in a multi-ball.
Yes.
So there you go. There's our...
The only one you can't may be the one you get from the left orbit, which I can't remember the name of at the moment.
Baby Godzilla.
Because I don't know. I don't think, because that's like the 4th award on the left orbit, and I don't know if it gives you left orbit awards in multi-ball.
I think we just had a Beastie Boys moment there.
Yeah.
Where we both just kind of like hit that note. It sounds like something they'd yell out at the end of a phrase, at the end of a verse. Baby Godzilla.
And I think in going through the multi-balls, you missed the helicopter one, which you get because when you go down the inlane switch, it lights. You just shot it lights a target over a stand-up on the very edge of the machine that gives you a helicopter.
Oh yeah, that's a good point, because I remember watching some Papa competition of this. Somebody who I can't remember. There's a few gentlemen out there that are much younger and much more talented at pinball than me. One of those specific individuals that would be playing on a Papa final event did not know about that helicopter shot. It's kind of hidden within the game. It doesn't really.
There's nothing on the game that really tells you that gets you towards a multi-ball unless you're paying a lot of attention to the DMD.
Exactly, and the other thing is it's in lane to flippers, right? So that's when you're focused on the flippers. You're not looking at the DMD. So exactly when you're not focusing on the DMD is when you can qualify this thing. And basically it's in lane to stand up on the opposite side. So basically it's this weird like reverse.
Yeah, and on the playfield it just sort of indicates there's a combo for doing it.
Yes.
But the combo is it advances you towards a multi-ball.
Yeah, the secret of the combo is that it's actually a multi-ball. And I actually end up starting that one pretty easily because I'm really bad at pinball. So when I'm missing my shots, I'm starting that helicopter all the time. I get through 3 or 4 helicopters if I can keep my ball alive.
I can't keep my ball alive on this game. So
no, I'm just joking there. Because basically, I think after you start each multi-ball once, like you have to start over again, right? Or no, you can't until you
they're moving around.
Until you save New York. You're beat. Can't start it again. Can't start it again until you save New York, right?
I believe that's correct.
Yes, you're beat.
Oh, actually, no. I think you can restart any of the multi-balls.
Really? Cool.
Because I think I've seen that happen in league play. I've seen people get multiple taxis before starting.
Oh, yeah.
You just have to get all of them to start the New York mode. But don't quote me on this because I really don't know the game very well. We've had it one season.
We've got a couple taxi qualifiers in our group here, if you know what I mean. Scott's got a multi-ball ready here. Pass over to the right flipper. Oh, very generous in lane and then back over. This game is interesting also because the balls are kind of magnetized. Like they in themselves are magnetized, and
I take it that's not intentional. It's just
it depends on your definition of intentional. I'm used to playing in the streets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like a ball with a little bit of magnetic force applied to it. Scott's not happy about that.
No, you give it a
That's
good
a bummer.
shove trying to.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was
And he didn't-
frustration or actually trying to save it.
The important thing is it wasn't a tilt. I'm sure that they're going to give her a second to take a breath here.
So in a
How you doing,
multi-ball,
buddy?
you think multi-balls would kick out within 10 minutes of, say, starting it? 20 maybe?
Yeah, we've been plagued by small issues with this very fantastic game. I don't want to poo-poo the game because it's really fantastic that we have one of these very rare Godzillas in-house.
Well, the game can actually be quite fun when it's working properly.
Yeah, but there's so many
this
things.
particular copy is not always working properly.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. Plus, it's a Sega. You know, it's just tough. But I want to thank Brian Nally for letting us use it because even in its current condition, which is by any other standards pristine, other than like serious league play. I mean, serious league players are playing it, so it's clearly good enough. But yeah, there are some compromises you have to make. But that's the difference between you all country club players and me. Like I said, I play street ball. I used to find pinball machines in the garbage and play on those. That's what I'm used to. I go into an old bar with 3 things broken and playing that way.
Tell how he's doing here. He does not appear to have any multi-balls lit, does he? 2 shots towards Godzilla, 3 shots towards Sonar.
What do we got going on in the chat? Looks like we got a little activity over here. Wolf, we've got our social media correspondent, William Wolf. What are they saying over on the Twitter?
It seems that Fun with Bonus, aka Mr. Steve Bowden, is extremely happy to have 3 channels of pinball on at once.
Naturally, baby. It's going to be like this. One day it's going to be ABC, NBC, CBS, all pinball. Fox will have Pachinko.
And ESPN will still have poker.
ESPN will still have poker. Exactly. Dominating New York City, just like Godzilla here. And if anybody could speak to, I'm surprised I didn't get checked by Wolf.
He actually got a bounce off of the pin between the flippers.
Yeah, that's a rare thing to happen.
That's very rare on this one. It's the rubber there is pretty dead. And it looks like he's got a multi-ball lit.
Very nice ramp shot there. Perhaps we should pay attention to pinball for a couple minutes.
And it looks
here.
like he looks like he's going to trying to get the Godzilla lit, and he does. So now he's got 2 multi-balls lit. Oh!
Swing and miss on that.
I don't know.
He
That's
looks-
sort of
he
it.
looks focused but reticent.
It put him ahead of Scott. It looks like.
Oh, but he's got an extra ball.
Ah.
FSPA rules: we play one
extra
extra ball.
So I guess he plays for the bonus point.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Rich, but that's doubling the other player's score. Is that correct?
In a 2-player game, it is tripling the other player's
There you
score.
go. So, which is at this point very doable for Joe.
With a really good multi-ball, yeah. Especially if he can get a third multi-ball going in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it looks like
basically-
he's third. I can't see how much of those taxis.
He's got 75. He's just a few shots to victory here. Let's see if he can dial it in and start
also
smacking those
depends
jacks.
Which multi-balls because that will also determine where the jackpots are.
There you can see that magnet action I was talking about earlier. Kind of glides up that left flipper and then over to the right. It's not a lean, it's actually a magnetization, which is interesting. I love it. There we go. That's okay. If anybody can just reset.
Oh, okay, it looks like he's on the Baby Multi-Ball Award.
Yeah. And it's ready. All he's got to do is hail himself a cab here, and he'll be hot to trot. There you go. Meet me at Carnegie Hall. Okay, so Joe's going to hope to put it away here. I don't know if that'll be possible. He's at 92. This is like, like a 5 or 6 shot affair, or 5 or 6 jackpot affair at this point? Something to that extent.
Yeah, but if you could bring in Taxi or Sonar.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. The other player has, what?
About 61.
Oh, well, then it's going to be a lot more than that. He's going to have to save New York.
Yeah, he needs 180. He needs to double his current score.
At this point, given that this is his
For the
fourth
extra
multi-ball?
point.
Is this third or fourth for him? Oh, he's got the Taxi in now. There you go, Rich. You called
Yeah, it's his third and fourth.
Okay, there you go. So 5 total. I'm guessing he still has to light his helicopter?
No, I think he still has to light his Sonar.
Sonar, that makes sense. That's a really tricky one, too. So hopefully
Because if you look, the five of the 6 Sonar lights are lit on the side of the ramp there.
He doesn't seem to be actively advancing it at this point, but then again, there he goes.
There he goes.
There it is. It's something you don't really have to try for at this point. It just kind of happens. So he's all in at this point.
He should have Save New York ready then when
exactly. As soon as he comes out of this multi-ball, he's going to go into... Well, it's not really a wizard mode. It is a mini wizard mode. It is straight up wizard mode. It's just...
And it's another nice chill maneuver there.
Very nice. Now he's going to take a little breather.
Yeah.
Oh, tosses it back up. One shot. Oh, he's... Did he not? Maybe he... What is he doing?
Oh, no. He hit the wrong shot.
Oof. Was that a mistake? Or I just
I don't
assumed
know if
he
that
was
was a
going to...
mistake or if he was trying to shoot something else first, but I would assume he would have been shooting for Save New York. We'll have to ask him.
Yeah. I would have thought so, and that started through like the same taxi lane and the same multi-ball started as everything else, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's not like I ever get to it.
Ooh. I've been there a few times.
But it looks like he got the orbit instead, and
yeah, that's a heartbreaker.
And of course that puts it into the pop bumpers at the top, and
Well, Joe, do you want to answer some of those questions online while I move the camera over to the next game here?
I guess.
Sure.
You don't have to if you need to focus.
No, that's fine. What are the questions?
I don't know. I saw you're the one who was typing.
Yeah. I think Steve Bowden was just asking how many people had signed up for Pinburg, which the big sign up on Sunday, and was saying at least 20 people from the FSPA have signed up. Yeah. I know in Pittsburgh 2014, the FSPA was actually the best represented league out of anyone, which was kind of cool, taking down PPL and the attendance as well as the overall standings battle. Not that I'm talking trash for Saturday or anything. I would not do such a thing, but we're coming for you, PPL.
Someone's been having too much.
So which game are they moving the cameras to now?
I do not know.
Okay.
They can't move the cameras over there because they're game in progress.
Well.
They're probably trying to move it over to...
Well, we're going to be moving the game, the camera to something.
What's wrong with these people? Godzilla's the worst game ever. It's right up there with Popeye Saves the Universe. It's sucky.
No, it's not as bad as Popeye.
I mean, for that era of Sega, it is actually, I think, one of the better ones.
It's all right. Yeah, it's extremely multi-ball centric. Basically,
Yeah.
it's multi-ball or nothing. So it's kind of like Dracula in that sense.
Yeah, but it takes 15 minutes for it to kick out the balls and multi-balls.
It's a Sega, but
that's a Sega. That's
Yeah.
particular one.
it's it has the same kind of risk-reward rules as something like Medieval Madness. Do you start one multi-ball and get reduced balls and reduced jackpots, or do you stack up a few of them and get big points?
Well, a little risk-reward.
It's risk-reward. There's nothing wrong with that.
One of those
Yeah.
things that can make a game rules interesting.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't think the rules for Godzilla are bad, and well, it's cool that you actually have to target, stand-ups and captive balls and such. It's a lot different from your standard fan layout kind of game.
And you have to take shots that put the ball out of control.
Exactly.
And a lot of people don't like that. Those of us who grew up playing EMs are used to it.
You're used to it, you're right. And I definitely think that's more of a Sega Stern kind of philosophy. They had less controlled feeds. We'll have a camera view again soon.
Oh, we're going to have better than a game camera here, guys. I've got big, sexy news for everybody here.
I'm going to have to hide again, huh?
I'll get my can out of there.
So we see where he's setting the camera up. He's removing it from Godzilla, I guess.
Yeah. I actually can't see from here where he is setting up the game, or the camera, I mean.
He's over by Godzilla, so I assume he's removing it.
He's taking it down. Hey, Joe, where's the camera moving to?
I believe it's going to go to Star Trek Next Gen.
Okay.
And then I think we're going to put it on. I think Jake wants to put it on Lasercue for round 4.
Okay. What is it, you versus Justin on Next Gen?
Yeah.
Okay, and it looks like Justin beat you on Next Gen.
Justin beat me soundly. He way exceeded his statistical average, and I unfortunately underperformed my statistical average, which does not make for a good matchup, at least as far as I'm concerned.
So we have a little bit of a delay. We're going to wait for. There's a C division match on Medieval Madness, and we're going to. Jake's starting to get things in position. We're going to do the final positioning once they're done. Their last ball of the game is going, and I don't know. It's Jamie Catania up there against Lee Wilt.
Well,
and so far, so after 2 rounds in A division, Joe Kosack has 7 points. Justin Day with his great performance on Next Gen is up to 5. Scott Sidley has 3. Joe Schober with 1.
Loser.
You better do better than this at Papa.
I'll be playing in the heads-up match, but I'm not putting myself on the main event team because I choke. I choke under pressure. I'm not going to let down our league like that.
I will say something about the last challenge. After that challenge, having that one moment, all of us at FSPA know which moment we're talking about, and maybe the PPL also, little jackpot and taxi. But I played so much better after that.
You get your confidence up
because you have that on camera and you watch it about 1,000 times.
Did you? Did you get up to 1,000 times?
Probably 2,000 by now. I actually have a little clip about 2 minutes that I cut from the video. So.
For anyone who doesn't actually know, last year in the FSPA versus PPL League Challenge at Papa, it was kind of a wacky format. It's a fun, friendly challenge, and one of the unusual rules about it was that, 3 times or 2 times in the entire tournament?
3 times we could have a 60-second substitution by the coach.
And Joe Kosack walked up to Taxi, taking it away from
Rich Wickersham.
Rich Wickersham. And proceeded in about 15 seconds to nail Lola and then nail the jackpot, which was enough to win that game. It was a thing of beauty. You should go watch it on the archive video.
And that wasn't even my first strategy. Rich gave it to me in multi-ball.
It was your strategy all along.
It's called adapting on the fly because you can't trap up. You've only got 60 seconds. And you got Doug Polka, who he was wearing a referee shirt and doing whatever he wanted that night.
It was the rep.
And you don't want him to call 30 seconds. So, when I missed the shot on to go for the express lanes, went right to.
It was so fast. I was up in the commentary booth that evening watching on the LCD screen, and it was so fast. We weren't sure in the booth, did that really happen? It took the jackpot display to really show what was happening, because it was just like bam, 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 jackpot. It was like, what? Wait, what? He just walked up.
It was the same way watching on the floor.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing.
It was really a thing of beauty.
Okay, he's got the multi-ball, you go for
the nice thing is, Rich and I had talked about that before the challenge when we knew Taxi was in there, because we had that same. I don't know if it was the same Taxi, but we had Taxi in the B bank at Papa before, and I'd gotten a jackpot in qualifying on my last game on Taxi. And so I said, if we're in this situation in multi-ball, we're just low away, I might take it from you.
Fair enough.
And I saw what was coming. I said, trap up. And the rest is history.
Yeah. And that really was a momentum swing in that whole tournament, I think.
Except we lost that round.
We lost that round, but I don't think it mattered. It was the first epic moment of that challenge. I mean, the rest of the games were hard fought and all, but
actually,
there were no moments up to that point.
Actually, I think the tables turned when Jake had his one-ball game on Scorpion, where Matt Schwab had a total house ball and a one-ball game of Scorpion, and Jake could walk up and just score 10,000 points.
Be done, yeah. No, it was a fun format, and we're still ironing out the details of the format for this Saturday's second, hopefully annual FSPA versus PPL challenge. The details are being ironed out, but it'll be a similarly kind of fun and wacky and chaotic format designed to get the crowd into it, and just be a lot of fun for both teams. A lot of hooting and hollering.
What I want to know is, did anyone from us buy a Turd Ferguson hat for Pete Hendricks?
No.
Well, it's a really big hat. It's funny.
Yep.
So we're still waiting on Medieval Madness. Jamie Catania was going in. He had 3 points in hand on Lee Wilk. Had to get to about 73 million points. And he is chopping some wood. And I think he just center drained from the castle and finishes with 68 million. So that's not going to be more than triple. And so he was. I think he was on his last castle. He was on the King of Pain. He was getting his million Castlegate hits, but could not culminate it in the 20 million award.
24 to 68 million in C Division in Medieval Madness. I mean, that really shows you the level of play we've gotten to in the league here. Everyone, even if you're in C Division, that's nothing to sneeze at here.
No.
All the players have gotten so much more game knowledge, so much more skill with post passing and drop catching and live catching and all the flipper separations, all the tricks you come to expect. Yeah, that's not just the domain of A players anymore. That's across the board.
And a lot of that is just playing every week, and also the videos that Papa has put up.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. No, I think you're exactly right. Playing every week, watching people who are better than you. There's really no better way to improve than to learn from people who are better from you. And when you have the continuum of players, and like the FSPA format, we bubble play people up as you improve.
Yeah.
You get bubbled up to harder and harder competition, and sometimes you get thwacked down, and then you climb back up, but you get that experience against better players, and you start learning, and you become more consistent, and next thing you know, you're up in A Division.
I still remember my first season. I got into Group 3 for the first time. I think I was playing you, and I forget who else that week, and I was lucky to get 3 points.
Yeah. And now look at you. We had our Mighty Mike's League playoff on this past Monday, 2 days ago, and Joe Mellinson actually won the A Division, and he commented, well, now he has the full collection. He worked his way up. He'd been C Division champion, and then he got B Division champion, and now he's A Division champion. He's a very solid player. Honestly, I think as much as anything, except for the truly elite players, what separates players at different levels, it's really your consistency.
Yeah.
I mean, you might get some of the esoteric game knowledge, but a lot of the skills are across the board. A lot of the game knowledge is across the board because of the pop-up videos and what Keith Elwin has done with some of his stuff.
Yeah.
So it really comes down to how consistent are you. And I know for me that's a huge problem. If I'm in the rhythm today, I can play great, but if I'm not in the rhythm, which appears to be the case today, then it doesn't matter. If you don't get control of the ball to exercise those techniques, it just doesn't matter.
And also, it's playing across the eras of machines, because here at Volleyball House, we have... I'll be right
I was going to fill in for whatever Joe was going to be saying there, but I don't know where he was going with that story.
No idea. Apparently somebody needs a ruling here.
Ruling, that's not good. So for the, what do we got now? 19 or so people watching. Thanks for tuning in to us today. I know we're up against Papa TV today, which is some challenging competition. But thanks for watching us. This is the league finals at the Volleyball House in Elkridge, Maryland, basically a suburb of Baltimore here. And this is finishing up our fall 2014 season. FSPA format, about half the players end up making the playoffs each season. I don't know if it was exactly half this time or not, but it's about that. We have this season we have 3 divisions, A, B, and C, each with 4 people in the playoffs. And they play independently, a total of 5 games each. And at the end of it, each division gets crowned a champion, and 2, 3, and 4 below that. Everyone who makes the playoffs in the FSPA format does get a chance to pick prizes. Top 2 people get the option to have a trophy instead of a prize. We actually have some very nice-looking laser-etched glass trophies, which a lot of people opt for, which do look very nice on your shelf. But we also have a lot of cool prizes. I think in the pool this season we have Pinball registration as a prize. We usually have some really nice framed back glasses, and not sure what else Joe Kosack has whipped up for us this season, but it's always really nice. And flip that around. I guess TNG will be the next game, and well, I just played that. I know I'm not playing it again, so that must be Joe Kosack versus. It's actually Kosack and Justin Day again. I just played it against Justin, and he whipped me pretty soundly, just about 1 billion points.
And with Joe picking it, apparently he didn't. The league statistics must have shown that it is not one of his better games.
Yeah, it definitely showed up as not being one of Justin's better games. Justin's standing right there in the background. He definitely exceeded his certainly his average in the game he just played against me.
Yeah.
And I know, you're going to do that again against Mr. Kosack?
I'm trying to. There's a lot riding on this game. Joe is firmly in first, and I'm trying to catch him. So just try to stay calm, have fun like I did the last game, see what happens.
Yeah.
You get a couple lucky bounces.
Yeah, you definitely had some lucky bounces. I think your first multi-ball, all 3 shots, you shot the drop target and it just bounced right into the
within like
hole.
a minute. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, thank you all. Are just about set up, so good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I might be ready. All right, I'm off to play too, so have fun. I think
Yeah, it's fine. I can fix it from here.
someone else will take over the announcement.
All right, don't worry, I can talk. Thanks for your patience there, guys. That was actually my fault. This would have been done like 5 minutes ago, except I took the plug and walked away with it and set it underneath a bunch of stuffed animals like an idiot. Think about that.
That was not a smart move.
That's right. So I owe you all, I don't know, send me invoices for what you evaluate your time at. Oops. Yeah, make it happen. All right. Give us half a second here to zero in, and we'll be ready to go. Oops, that's not right, but we're getting there. Sometimes it's difficult to remember that up is right. Oops. We're getting there. We are getting there. Bingo. Bango.
There you go.
That's good, right?
Yeah.
All
good.
right. We are back in action, ladies and gentlemen. Next changeover will be faster.
I did not see what he picked for the plunge.
Well, since he has his second, is that his first or second ball walk? Either way, what I'm guessing is that he selected ball walk and then it didn't give him the walk.
Yes, I played it a couple times before this, and it was pretty consistently not giving you the ball walk.
Oh yeah, big payoff. Big time payoff.
Which is sometimes a problem on Star Trek Next Gen. And can be very frustrating if your strategy is to use the plunge to go for your multi-ball.
This thing drives like a Lincoln. I'll tell you what. It's slow, it's smooth, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's fair. It's a difficult game to drive. You know what I mean? It's a difficult game to play here.
It can be very unforgiving.
Oops. Still dialing her in. We'll leave it right there. Why mess with perfection, right, Rich?
Yeah. Well, close enough.
Close enough to perfection. That's how I live. More perfect than anybody else could do it. I know I'm patting myself on the back a little bit there, and I probably don't deserve it. Okay, so we've got Mr. Kosack back into another mode here. Or I guess into his first mode.
His first mode, it looks like he chose Rescue.
Yeah, I see Joe start with Rescue pretty much every time I play him on this game. It is, as long as you can make the shots, it's a very lucrative mode.
Yes.
You can loop and loop and loop the center ramp, but the problem is, it's the center ramp, ladies and gentlemen. Not necessarily super forgiving. Well, how do you start, Rich?
Usually I'll just take the light locks on the plunge to go for multi-ball.
And then just continue with your locks from there?
And then start playing modes generally. And then maybe on the set, after taking, try and get the first 2 locks, off the plunger. I think a lot of the more top A players here will take the warp 4 off the starting at warp 4, because if you can get far enough along with the warp shots, there's an extra ball in there and a fair amount of points.
It's true, but that's a bold strategy.
You have to be able to consistently hit that side ramp for the warps, and I can't do that well enough. And then in the middle, groups that I'm playing in, a good multi-ball, plus that also sets you up to start the holodeck.
Sure.
And a good multi-ball, get the extra ball off the holodeck.
Exactly.
And a good multi-ball and a couple holodecks in the groups I play on is often enough to win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whereas at the level with these guys playing at, maybe not so much.
I'll play multi-ball strategy on these fools all day, Rich. I really will. I mean, you have to be a top player to be able to win with a 9.9 strategy, in my opinion.
Well,
and we've got
they will take that, but they will also then go for the modes for Final Frontier.
Of course.
Which is where the really big points are.
Yeah, and I'm not saying we don't have any players here that can play that way, but on week-to-week competition, like you league people out there will know that if you choose a safe strategy and play it over and over again, more often than not, it's going to pay off, even though every once in a while you'll get trumped by somebody that puts up a monster game. I'd rather win 4 and get destroyed in 1 than win 2 because I'm going 9.9 strategy all the time, That's just my personal opinion, though.
I don't think it's 9.9 so much as just getting that extra ball.
Yeah, well, the extra ball, if you do multi-ball strategy...
Because in our league, we can play 1 extra ball.
Yeah. But I feel that, like, the extra ball, if you can play multi-ball strategy, you get the holodeck.
You get the extra ball off the holodeck, yes. And that's, if you know the pattern, and I think most of the people who here have played this game enough, we've had it long enough, that the serious players have learned the patterns to get the extra ball off the first holodeck.
Every time a new player comes in, I sell them the pattern for $20. That's why everybody knows.
Left, right, left, right, left.
You're messing up my business, man!
Of course. Except I can. Yeah.
People out there can't hear us, right? Have people been actually responding to what we're saying?
Yeah. I don't know.
Let me see what we got on the audio. Oh yeah, I can hear myself.
You got an omni or a directional mic here.
People can hear us, they're just not interested. My mistake.
Yeah, well, I guess we should try to be more interesting.
Well,
I guess,
the camera's not on us.
Mic pattern is omni or directional?
Yeah, it's like that.
Okay.
So Joe Kosack stepping back up here. Little difficult to determine.
He's going for the lock now.
He's locking up now. Well, I think he's playing
again,
it
it did not give it to him, it looks like.
Yeah, that's been slowly deteriorating over the past year.
Season, yeah.
Well, it still might be worthwhile. I mean, that is not an easy shot. That's a tight shot. And basically what we're talking about here is you have to shoot the right orbit once to
light
light
it.
the lock, and a second time.
Though you can also collect it off the left ramp, off the side ramp.
This is true. In what circumstance, though? I don't really understand. Like sometimes
Yeah,
I'll get
sometimes-
it, but yeah, I know sometimes. It's almost always a serendipitous ball lock when I get it. You know. I just wish I knew what qualified it. I'm sure somebody out there knows, but they're not telling because they're afraid of us, obviously.
Yes, it's not something I will do intentionally, but sometimes when I'm going the Picard maneuvers, left orbit, side ramp, it will lock it up there. No, I'm fine with that.
I'll take it. If they're going to give it to me, I will take it. All right. So we got Joe here, really grinding away. He's in the lead. Do we have a current score
No,
sheet
he's not.
for these
He's
guys?
actually.
I meant
total.
overall.
Yes, overall he is.
Overall, he is our leader at this point. I'd love to update the score.
Oh, that's quite a bonus.
Woo!
So he was obviously collecting a lot of rollover lanes at the top there. or had the.
I'll say.
Had the bonus X. Save bonus X. Wow.
So I'm trying to. And I'm trying to update the scores, but unfortunately, I'm an idiot. Let's try that again with a different thing to push buttons at. Watch me push these buttons. Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Want to give us a score update here?
I have 7.
Joe Kosack with 7 points at this point.
Joe has 1.
Joe Schober has 1 point.
Justin Day has 5.
Justin Day has 5.
Scott has 3.
And Scott has 3. All right. There's our latest score update. So, Joe, once again, nice performance there. That was a hell of a bonus, buddy.
Well, about the only thing the machine was giving me was multiplier lanes. But twice it flamed out on the. It should have gone in for a lock, and the machine said no. So you just say okay, and you do it, and well, there goes one of my advantages. I had extra ball lit.
Yeah. Justin is at 9.0 at this point. He's going warp ramp straight. Oh.
But I mean, that's what happens when you start warp 9.0 and you actually go for it.
Yeah.
You go left out lane. But he's got an extra ball.
Let's see what he puts up here.
Let's see. I'd expect him to go holodeck.
This era of game is right in Justin Day's wheelhouse, given what he normally plays at his location.
He hasn't played this well all season.
Oh, really? Well, I assume you knew that if you picked it, Joe.
And I've been playing it pretty well. I think my lowest was over 1 billion, so I haven't played a multi-ball yet. It's well within reach. It looks like Justin's not learned the pattern yet.
Ooh, that hurts.
So, but he got his artifact. He probably left about 50 million on the table.
Yeah, 40, 50 40. Take there.
About 40.
Yeah.
So, Joe, I noticed you did you change up strategies mid-ball there? It seemed like at one point you were kind of going warp ramps, then you modes, and then you shifted over to a multi-ball strategy.
Well, I was actually going for the multi-ball strategy.
It just wasn't giving it to you.
You can't post pass on this particular machine. The flipper just doesn't fire like you would expect, and so you can't post pass. So a good way to get it over is to do the Picard maneuver, go left orbit, side ramp, and then hold the right flipper up, give it a little forward nudge, and it comes over very nicely. Don't have a problem making that transfer. So that's what Justin's trying to do. Goes Picard maneuver, comes over, and he's just going to go warp.
Yeah, he's just warping.
I would not do this at this point because you can only score a warp because he's been warp 9.0. You can only score a warp when the left orbit's lit now. The side ramp will not award a warp.
That's a good point, Joe. He seems to be bound and determined, though. Justin, I've noticed that of Justin, though. I got to give him credit. Justin's the player that will play to prove a point, and then he'll prove it.
Yeah.
You know? Right now, he knows he's on camera. He knows that he's about to throw down a big score. He wants to show people how to do warp 9.9. And that's what he is going to do. I'm not surprised at all.
So it looks like
now back to the lock, too. Okay.
So that was a fortunate bounce in for Justin.
Shooting that on the fly. I transitioned my strategy this year.
And another fortunate bounce in to go into asteroid threats.
Yeah, let's see how he does on this shot. Oh, nice, 20 million.
That's nice. If it were me, I probably would have ignored that and gone for my lock 3.
Uh-oh.
And
that's always trouble.
And that's why you go
for the lock. Because the outlays can be brutal on this game.
Yes, sir. Well, a valiant effort by Justin here. Let's see what his final score is. I do not think that he superseded Joe K on that, right? Okay. 360 something. And is this Justin's second extra ball? I think that he just has to plunge this, but it's futile.
No, it's on player 2 now.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm totally mixed up. I'm totally mixed up.
So he ended with 956.
956.
And Joe is now starting with
a
score that's buried in the glare.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's a little bit
but
difficult.
I can actually read the actual screen and it's 366.
My problem is going out of last ball, I read Joe at 8 something. When it was a 3.
It's a 3.
That's the old glare. Take that, Chicago Expo. We got our own glare up here at Volleyball House, and it's more prolific than yours.
We've got this wonderful exposed fluorescent tube lighting here.
Yes. This is the interesting thing about Volleyball House is it's definitely for a specific type of player, and that specific type of player is somebody who likes to see the play field. This is a teetotaling league as well. So, it is sober people under bright lights. Excuse me, I've got to make a ruling.
Oh.
Yeah, this one malfunction.
I'm going to go.
Oh, Joe is going for his holodeck here. But unfortunately, I was not watching it.
Yeah, I know Justin's...
To see if he did, looks like he collected the extra ball. The extra ball light is lit.
Yeah, Justin's score there is almost exactly what he got against me. But looks like Joe's
he's doing
about
better than he was during the season.
He is. Yeah, I don't know if he came and practiced or if he's just in the groove, whatever. But good for him. That's what we like to see as players.
One of the early playoffs I played here against, I forget who it was. I think it was a game. Everybody picked the same game against him because it was High Speed 2, Getaway. And his season high was like 25 million.
Wow.
So I got picked against him every game. And he beat his season high every game.
Every time. Well, 25 million is kind of a painful score on a Getaway, but...
So,
But, yeah, I mean...
He got picked and he won most of them.
Yeah.
Because...
I know that's happened.
At some point, he figured it out.
That happened to Scott Sidley one season back at Howie's, too, where his demo man average was like, 150 million or something, and everyone picked it against him, and he systematically crushed everyone, Is that a matter of coming and practicing before the playoffs? Maybe. So just
or just
being in the
learning
groove?
the game during the season and finally figuring out the rules?
Yeah. Yeah, certainly for Scott and Demo, that was not the case. Certainly for Justin and Star Trek, I don't think that's the case. But
for a newish player on a game,
yeah. Certainly a game like Star Trek, where the rules aren't complicated. You have to know what modes are good, which modes are crappy, and all that. It's complicated, but that's part of the overall experience. So let's see. Joe Kosack needs just over 300 million to catch Justin. Shuttle Sim's probably another 120, 130 thereabouts.
Yep.
I do know Joe Kosack likes to just go for a multi-ball approach in TNG. He just keeps shooting the right orbit, play lock, collect lock over and over until you get back in multi-ball.
And it looks like he's going for multiple. Of course, he's just come every so often with shooting that right ramp.
Oh, caught that one.
He missed the
artifact. Could have been 50 million, and we don't see much in the way of Final Frontier at League here, so it probably doesn't matter for more than the 50 million.
No, it looks like he's only got one mode completed so
Yeah.
far.
Like I was saying, Joe does tend to
Looks
go
like
for
he
multi-ball.
is going for multi-ball.
Yeah, no, that's his normal approach, and it's hard to argue. The only reason maybe to argue it on this particular TNG is the drop target back there on the lock hole often doesn't sit flat, so sometimes you see balls shot there that just kind of bounce against
Same
nothing
thing,
because
yes.
the drop target's just a few millimeters off the play field. All right, with an extra ball still to play, Joe has, I can't read that number.
I can if I step
810, 810 million. So Joe needs about 140 million. If he gets into multi-ball, that's probably a given. But no. Wow.
he's going to
So Justin takes that game
game
two,
two.
3-1, not the 4-0 whip down he gave me. But that makes it more interesting then, because I think Joe had been leading all the games up till now. This was his first loss here in round 3 of 5.
That will give Joe 8 points, and it will give Justin 8 points.
Wow. Competition. I beat
So they will
Scott
be
Sid-
tied for
They
the
will be
elite.
tied. Well, between the two of them, Justin would have the tiebreaker, because the first tiebreaker is the head-to-head match.
It's always in a good position to be.
It is. I beat Scott Sidley 4-0 in that round on Medieval
So
Madness.
you'll be
Scott
third at
just
5, and
Scott had a rough game. After 2 balls, he had, I think, $1 million-ish. And he finished with about 8.5 million, and I finished with about 70. So
yeah.
yeah, that's my first non-sucky performance of the night. So let's hope it carries on. I think I'll be playing Joe Kosack next.
Yeah, where is the sheet? I guess we're now trying to find out what the
Find the score sheet.
find the score sheet to find
Oh.
out what games are being played next round.
Why would we need the score sheet? That's silly. Really? The score sheet's missing?
No, Julie has it.
Oh, okay.
She's got it all online.
Okay, good.
So for our next game here, we have Star Trek and Medieval Madness coming up.
Really?
Yes, I believe so. I could have misread the.
No,
the-
that's
No, that was the
current
round that just
That was the
happened.
current
Oh,
round.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just wait for Julie to stop writing then. Yeah, Rich, you'll see what's going on, buddy. Figure it out for me. How are things going out here?
Everything's looking all right so far. Up to 21 people watching us. Thanks for tuning in this evening. You're watching the A Division playoffs here at the Volleyball House FSPA League, just outside of Baltimore. We're coming up on round 4 of 5.
Is that Godzilla?
Godzilla and Lasercue.
We're going to go to Lasercue next.
Lasercue next.
Very
Oh,
special treat for
I think Joe Kosack picked that against me because I am not good at Lasercue.
I think that is a game that a lot of people in our league have not learned very well yet.
Yeah, no, I know how to play it. I just, there's that set of drop targets across the middle. You have to get through. If you get them out of order, it backs you up.
Backs you up.
Yes.
And apparently my
I've been
precision
burned by that
shooting
many,
is...
many times.
Yeah,
It's like a more brutal version of Alien Poker.
And
Almost.
of course,
Yeah,
they're
exactly
angled
like
in the
that.
center of the playfield where they are a drain shaft.
absolutely. Let's see, can we update the point standings there after this
I
round?
believe we can.
I believe Justin got a 3 on that, and Joe got a 1. And so Justin's up to 8.
Oops.
The other 8. So
And Joe's up to
Kosack's
8.
I'm
A
up-
barn
I'm up
burner.
to 5.
All right. Wow, this is really going to be a fight to the finish here,
And
isn't it?
Scott is up to
3.
4.
4?
I think 4.
No, because you said you had a 4-0.
Oh yeah, never mind. Sorry.
If you
Giving him
got
points.
4, he could only have 0.
Right, you're right.
Should all add up to 17, right? No, I'm just messing with you.
Yeah. So let's make sure that's right. It's up to 24. That is correct for 3 rounds. Good.
Very good. Okay.
All right. So Lasercue is the featured game here, and Jake's off to be summoned by my wife.
There must be another ruling,
I know.
as he is also one of our league officials.
But yeah, Lasercue, whether or not I'm any good at it, it's actually going to be one of our giveaway games every season, or excuse me, every year. I'm being a little generous there. Every year.
Before or after big game?
It's after big game. So every year the FSPA gives away a machine. It doesn't matter how well you did. You could be dead last in the season. All we care about is you actually come and play in our leagues. And every season a person plays in gets you one drawing ticket. There are 3 calendar seasons, and we have 3 leagues. So theoretically, someone who wanted to triple up on all our leagues all the seasons could have 9 tickets in the giveaway. And that happens after our summer season each year. This coming August or September, we'll be giving away Big Game, Stern's Big Game. Which is a pretty nice example of that. And then the year after that, we'll be giving away the Lasercue you'll be watching here in a few minutes in the broadcast.
And the previous one was the Sea Witch?
We gave away a Sea Witch, a couple months ago. And I'm losing track. I think the year before that was a Demo Man.
And before that, I think was another Sea Witch.
I think there were a couple more years between that, weren't there? Starting to lose track.
It's becoming a blur.
Yeah, it's we're up to like 13 or 14 games we've given away. They're all listed up on our site at fspazone.org. But they've all been actually pretty nice games. They've all been in good shape, fully working, and with good play fields and all. So they're not crap machines.
Well, you do get them working before you give them away.
Well, exactly.
Because we also use them in league.
We use them in league, exactly. That's part of the way we actually sustain the giveaway, is to let them be here on location for a year or two, collect some quarters, and
let us enjoy playing them.
Exactly.
And enjoy some old school 80s and pinball.
Yeah, well, certainly the classic Sterns like Sea Witch and Big Game, those are great games. I know you personally are a big fan of Big Game.
Big Game, that's one of my all-time favorite games.
I'm a big fan of it as well, so I'm very much hoping that I win that one. I haven't won yet. Actually, strangely, the people with the most tickets, I'm looking here at Scott Sidley. Scott hasn't won yet. Right. Well, Julie and I usually have a lot of tickets in there. We haven't won yet. What are you on now? Ah, really? Okay.
Okay.
And then April champ. What happened to Godzilla? Drop target or stand-up target again?
And then on player 1, penny extra ball was lit. He collected it and did not give it to him. So the player 2. Like in a catastrophic, and Joe said that there was 2 malfunctions in the game.
Yeah, that is the rule. Yeah, all right.
It should be DQ'd if 2 major malfunctions.
Right.
And so we're moving on.
These were the scores after 2 balls.
We're on the final game here in B division on. Oh, really? So who had the 49 million? That was Wolf.
No, that
was. Wow. Have we done an update on the B standings for?
I do not believe we have.
All right, so my lovely and talented wife Julie, who's also serving as assistant scorekeeper today, just brought over the B score sheet. So they were in the middle of a Godzilla game, which was just disqualified. It was their game 5, but the machine was just disqualified by having 2 major malfunctions in their final game. So that's kind of painful. But the players in that match, it looks like in the lead is Jason Charlton with 13 points. After him is Andre Newland with 10 points. Rob Thomas with 8 points, and William Wolf is having a rough night. He's down with only 1 point going into the last game, so he has clinched himself 4th place. But like we talked about before, that's just making it into the playoffs around here is pretty respectable, so you can't argue that too much. And it looks like that group moved from Godzilla to Airborne because of the disqualification of Godzilla. And it looks like almost ready for
Lasercue.
Joe Kosack to probably beat me on. No. I'm going to be positive.
Think positive, Joe.
Think positive, yeah.
You tend to not think positive. I have the same problem.
Yeah, I do. I psych myself out. But I've had some good games on them, just not in League.
I know how that goes.
Yeah, not quite. Player 1's score is not quite visible there. I know that's something you'll be able to fix or not.
Oh, yeah. 30 seconds, we're ready.
No problem, thanks.
Unlike Papa, we cannot afford multiple cameras.
Yeah, well, plus this is not our facility. We're here at the Volleyball House, which is has been a very generous host to the FSPA now for, 12, 14 years, something like that. So we've moved locations with them, and I don't know. I'm not wearing the shirt with the dates right now.
Trying to think. I guess because we lost Howie's in '99.
There's glare. Can you actually lift that camera? Can you actually move it up so it's more in level?
I can.
Sweet.
Yeah, I believe we started the original previous Volleyball House in 2001 or 2002.
Something like that. Yeah, that's why I figured it's on the order of 13, 14 years. I don't know.
Howie's closed in '99.
90. What's the 99?
It was 99. And then
maybe it was
a couple of seasons somewhere else.
We did Remington's for a season or two. Yeah, you didn't miss much.
It was convenient to me since it's on my way home from work. But other than that,
we've been
Volleyball House.
We've been here at Volleyball House. They've been really gracious hosts to us now for 14-ish years, whatever the exact number is. We followed them from their prior location, which was smaller, to their new, larger facility here in Elkridge. They have six volleyball courts, a full indoor soccer arena.
Score needs to go up.
Still
needs to go up.
Okay, I can fix the rest in camera. Score just needs to go up.
But yeah, six indoor volleyball courts, indoor soccer arena, and they've been kind enough to host our growing collection of games here. So even if you're not playing in the FSPA leagues, and we certainly hope you do, if you're ever in the Baltimore, Maryland area, come on by to the Volleyball House in Elkridge, just a couple miles from BWI Airport, and check out our collection of currently 13 machines in really solid shape.
A little to the left, Jake.
A little
back to the right.
Just an inch. Perfect. Jake Peterson doing a great job for us as camera and broadcast technician tonight. Thank you, Jake.
You're not the other one.
And on that note, I'm done announcing for a while. I'm off to crush Joe Kosack. See you in a bit.
Unfortunately, I do not tap dance well, but I can attempt to describe a Lasercue, I guess. This is a Williams from sometime in the early 80s, I believe. It's, as you can tell from the name, a pool-themed game where you have a set of drop targets in the center labeled 1 through 5, and then 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You need to hit those in order to light the first 5 pool balls. And if you hit them out of order, it will unlight the most recent lit one and then reset the drop targets. And after you hit those 5, you need to hit the 6 on the left, not an orbit, there's a lane to the left, just above the left slingshot is the number 6, then there's a number 7 in the symmetrical spot on the right, and after you hit those, then the 8 ball will light up at the very top of the machine. You have to shoot the right orbit all the way around, and once you do that, it will you will get a 15,000 bonus, and then it will light all over again. And the second time through, the drop targets, the first time through, the drop targets will give you the 1 and 9, and then the 2 and 10 simultaneously. The second time you have to hit the 1 through 8, then repeat it again. Also, there's 4 stand-ups labeled BALL. If you hit those 4, it will light whatever the next lit light is. There are 4 lanes at the top. If you hit all 4 of them, gives you bonus X.
That covers it, Rich.
And I think that's just about it.
What about the extra ball?
The extra ball is when you get the 8 ball the first time. Lights the 8 ball shot for extra ball. Mm-hmm. And you basically want to build up your bonus and then get lots of bonus X.
Yes.
Because like many games of this era, it's a bonus heavy game.
Yeah, I find that bonus works well for me, but quite frankly, I don't think about bonus when I'm playing. I basically just focused on plowing through the balls and everything else.
Plowing through the balls is what gives you up to the bonus, but then at some point, once you've got that up, you want to start shooting it up towards the top to get the bonus X.
Mm-hmm. This is true. It's a game where there's only one safe shot. That's basically what it boils down to. And the safe shot is the most difficult shot on the game. It's the upper right.
It's the upper right orbit.
Yes.
I was gonna say, there's a safe shot on this game. I didn't know.
Well, it
yes,
depends on the definition
the
of safe.
8-ball shot up the right orbit will.
It will
It's
actually,
temporarily safe until the ball comes out of the pop bumpers.
and we're not exactly playing with the world's strongest flippers here, so we're definitely pushing the limit on that type of thing.
And it, looks like Joe had about 100 and he's got 1 through 6 now, and then he needs to shoot the 7 on the right half orbit. And there he is. That could be a very dangerous return. And now he needs to shoot the right orbit to collect 8-ball, and the miss leads to a drain down the left out lane.
Well, both of these scores at this point are reasonable.
Doable.
They're beatable. Nobody's really putting together a really strong showing here. Joe is about to phase past the center drop targets, which is really important. If he can get that last drop target, then it's just there's not the orbits, but beyond the orbits on both sides. There's 2 stand-up targets you have to hit, and then it's onto the 8-ball. And
But
then
at this point, you no longer have to worry about hitting the drop targets
exactly,
or
yeah.
backing your progress backwards.
I suppose. Yeah, I suppose technically, like, shooting those stand-ups is a relatively safe shot. As a matter of fact, I'll shoot the left one, which is the 7. He'll come down, I'll one-time it into the right, and it's a reasonable shot to take. It's really not super challenging.
The return coming out of especially the 6, if you're not used to it, can be a little bit dangerous.
Yeah.
But
Well, I guess it was the 6, yeah, not the 7. I
yeah,
apologize.
the 6 on the left can come awfully close to the tip of the flipper.
Yeah, that's why I just like to bang. Shoot it right up the right,
So,
like Joe
yeah,
just did right
yeah.
there. Very nice.
So I know at least some of the people like to get the 6 off the BALL letters, just because they find the return just a little bit dangerous. But
Not
of course, with the
There you go.
get a good demonstration
Joe.
of that.
Joe's clearly paying attention.
And also, I don't know if it's been mentioned, the floors here are not the most uniformly level. So as these machines get slid around doing slide saves and slap saves, the leveling kind of shifts a little bit, which can also make things interesting.
Well, I just saw Joe scamper away, I think, for a sip of water here. And
Yeah,
then we
he's-
have the other Joe.
The Joe who's is drinking water.
Yeah. Actually, that looks delicious.
Except
Rich?
he's not doing the water by the side of the machine like, which of the Sharp brothers keeps his water by
Oh, yeah. One of them. I forget
when
which
you need a
one it was.
break, just take a sip of water. But
Well, Joe
Oh, that was a
also
nice,
saves his terrible, filthy foul mouth for off of the pinball machine as well. When he's playing, he doesn't cuss like a sailor. No, I'm just joking.
that's me.
Perhaps. I think we all say it. It just depends on what volume we say it
That's
at.
it. And I sometimes say it far too loudly.
Well, hey.
I've tried to get in the habit of simply flipping the machine off.
That works. I do that a lot as well, but I understand that it doesn't quite have the same.
Catharsis! Ouch! Ow! I think he shook that the wrong direction.
Wow, yeah. I don't think there was a right direction on that one.
A
Just
good
kinda-
hard shove and hope you can bounce it out.
Exactly. That ball was going to do what it wanted to do. Just wanted to mess
But
with
I
us
think
the
at that
whole
point
time.
you want to collect the bonus, so you don't want to risk tilting.
Yes, it was a very complicated situation, and all in all, I mean, it stinks that the ball drained for Joe, but he made a good decision there not to tilt out, even though he could have given it a shove and a chance to bring the ball back in, especially considering Joe's score at this point. He's got a lot of wood to chop just to catch up to Joe K.
He's on the 8-ball, however.
And that means extra ball on the way,
Or
too.
2, potentially. Let's see. Sure, he needs the right orbit. There's not really a good way to get the ball from the right flipper to the left flipper on this game. He's set up for his 8-ball shot. And he did not get it up with enough force for the ball to actually get around to the 8. I think at this point he has BA, the L lit, so he can also collect the 8 ball from the L stand-up that is between the right orbit and the right little side lane to the 7. And once again, he hits it up the 8 ball lane with insufficient force. Let's see. Appears to be trying to use the 6 lane to transfer the ball from the left flipper to the right flipper, which is an interesting choice. And he finally collected the 8, and he now has an extra ball lit at the same shot. It's kind of interesting. He's using the 6 shot to transfer the ball from the right flipper to the left. Interesting way of doing it.
Oh, not quite enough.
Yeah, it took him 3 times to get the 8.
Oh, you really got to hit that shot perfectly. You really do, and it helps to do it on the fly. Here we go. Here's his chance. Beautiful. That's
there
it.
You go. That's the way to do it. And
Wow.
it looks like he's
incredible
he was taking
clutch
some
shot.
shots at the drop targets as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
he's got
exactly
the
what
drop
Joe
targets
needed here.
clear again. Now he needs to. He's going up.
Oh,
He's
nice.
got another bonus X. So at this point, he's got about 15. He's got about 20,000 in bonus times 4.
Yeah. I can already tell with the way Joe's shooting right now that he's feeling really confident.
Yeah.
Hitting that 8 will make anybody feel like Superman. It is not an easy shot.
Well, hitting the orbit is not that difficult. Hitting it straight on enough that it goes all the way around and hits that 8 target
Absolutely.
is difficult.
This is very true. Oh, nice catch. And back up. There he
seems
goes.
to
He is dialed in.
Yeah.
He really, really is. Nice trap. And back up to the 8 again.
Yeah, he's-
Second time through, you have to complete the full rack. The first time through, you just do technically
through
2 balls
8.
at once. Yes,
And then the 9 through 15 come with the 1 through 7.
exactly. It's a package deal. Second time around, you got to do it the hard way.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice in lane there.
oh, very nice, Joe. He is killing it. He is dialed in on this machine right now.
And I guess the one thing I haven't mentioned, because nobody really goes for it directly, is the CUE stand-ups there in the upper right below the first 3 in lanes, which are worth, like, I think 10, 20, then 30,000. But
Yes.
they're not really something anybody shoots for intentionally. It's something like there that you just sort of tend to pick up as the ball's bouncing around in the pop bumpers.
Yeah, those are kind of bonus in the truest sense.
But at this point, you want to do
Wow.
what he did there and put the ball up to get more bonus eggs.
That is not an easy shot that he just pulled off right there
No,
either.
it is
Top
not.
flipper to 8 ball is nothing to sneeze at. Unfortunately, didn't do much for him, but he just hit that shot straight on. I can't say that I've ever hit that shot before.
Oh.
I've tried a million times. Oh, nice. He's just
And I
tearing
guess
it up.
The other thing to mention is, of course, if you hit those 6 and 7 when they're not lit, the flashing light indicating the value for collecting it goes up.
Aha.
I think that's how that works.
If it's not, it should. Oh, well,
That was a very nice
spectacular
ball. You
by
should
Joe.
see how much bonus he actually has
A
here.
lot.
He had two racks with about 5x. He had about 200,000 in bonus there, and the extra ball, of course, because he collected the extra ball.
Correct. This is a really interesting
We're allowed
extra
to play 1 extra ball. So
And this is a really interesting extra ball, too. This is kind of a precursor to a ball saver, almost. You get 30 seconds of unlimited reset, basically, where it'll take it back to the plunger
he had the
for
proper
you.
extra ball.
Yeah. Well, see the ball saver that's flashing in the center there?
Oh, right. Oh,
It
that's
only
right.
lights up
So-
on extra balls, and it'll
I had forgotten
last
about
for
that.
up to 30 seconds, no matter how many times you drain.
I
So
had forgotten about that.
it's a very unique ball saver that you don't see in most machines, and has actually resulted in a couple of newer players being confused and saying, "Hey, this machine is malfunctioning," and they stop because they want to be fair in the spirit of fairness. So, like, keeps giving me back my ball. When in actuality, they are burning up their extra ball, which is a real bummer. It's a lesson you learn once the hard way, then you never forget. Can you tell I'm speaking from experience here, Rich?
Yes, I can.
So now his
Yes,
ball saver is out.
There are quite a few games from this era with very bizarre extra ball or extra time at end of game rules.
Yeah. Snail
And
time.
they can be
The FSPA Classic. FSPA loves LSD snail.
Snail,
We
yes.
all know this.
There's also, not thinking so much of snail time, but games where you can, with features that you can get extra time at the end of the game. I'm thinking of a Cosmic Encounter, I believe, has something like that.
I've never had a Cosmic Encounter before.
Yes, it's one of the more interesting games that pop up.
Sounds interesting.
There's a feature, if you complete it, you get like a timer at the end of the game of just extra ball time.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's a few games. I think Checkpoint does that, if I'm not mistaken. There's like a victory laps type thing. The Data East maybe makes that game. There's quite a few games that'll give you bonus time at the end just to celebrate. As a matter of fact, doesn't Lasercue also give you bonus time too?
Yeah,
In certain scenarios? I could be wrong about that.
Oh, very nice save.
I mean, I wouldn't know because by the time it's my turn to play third ball, I can pretty much just plunge and walk away. But for some people, that's important.
Of course, using the FSPA rules with the bonus points is much less common to be able to do that.
Yes, very much so.
Unless you're willing to give up your extra bonus point, which is effectively 2 points because you steal it from the other player.
This is true. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Joe is just dialed in
on
here.
this game.
Grinding,
Yes.
grinding. And as you can see, we do have the... I don't even know if there's an option to remove the little... that almost went out the outlane. Very nice trap there. I don't even know if we...
That's a very common drain on here.
Yes, yes. But you can actually play that. I like to... I guess what you would call a post pass off of that. Did you know you can do that?
Off the
far right rubber there.
Oh,
you
I've
can
never
post
tried
over
that.
to the left. Yes, believe it or not, it's a pretty consistent shot. It's an interesting transfer. So yeah, I love trapping up on that top right flipper because it's easier to post pass than on the bottom right flipper, which is also doable, but I do not do.
Yeah. And of course, on this game, there is a wireframe down there so that you do not have to worry about the ball going between the flippers.
That's what I was about to say before. Joe dazzled us with some fancy flipper skills here. Oh.
Woo! That was a very good ball.
It was quite a nice ball.
Took advantage of that extra ball for another 400,000 points, putting a lot of pressure on Joe K.
Well, if there's one person that's up to the challenge, it's Joe.
Joe.
He's a clutch player. He can push it all out, focus in, and just make the magic happen. Do we have any questions on Lasercue while we're watching Joe's last ball here? Perhaps we can answer something for you. Where's my cough button? Excuse me. Okay, so Joe, getting that nice little trap on the right side. He feels very relieved with that. You can tell by his face. Okay. So at this point, I would guess Joe's going for that. Oh, very nice. He got the 6. Now over to the 7. Now Joe trapped up to the left. I personally, like I said, shoot it on the fly, but that's why Joe's in the playoffs and I'm not. Oh, and the long shot, so close. Oh, and that advances a letter towards advancing past the 8 as well. So let's see what he's got in the way of stand-ups. It looks like the top left stand-up, the O, to the top left bumper needs to be lit, and I think that's the only one that's not. Oh, the far right one as well are the two that he still needs to hit to advance, and it looks like he's just going to go and try to advance it through the top in lane.
Oh! I wonder if that was a mind, if he just wasn't thinking, or if something wrong with the flipper.
If I had to guess, that was it was just one of those ones that...
When your brain just reacts a little bit too late.
Yeah, I mean, it's a game of judgments, and...
Yeah. Ball comes a little faster than you think, and you just watch it go into the out hole and look like an idiot.
Well, with a score like 348, still, that's above league average. I certainly wouldn't call that an idiot game. But,
No.
Rich, you keep your personal vendettas out of this, okay? No, just joking. No,
You have one of the better averages at this game.
I believe it. I believe it. This is right in your wheelhouse, man. I know how you play. Okay,
But,
so I'm gonna do a
that
camera
will be
change.
the 4-0, won't it?
That will be the 4.
So that will put Joe ahead of Joe K. That will put Joe Schober ahead of Joe Kosack going into the 5th round. Do we have the score sheet here? Do we have the score sheet for A? We're looking for the A division score sheet to see how the other game went. Is the other game still going on? Cannot tell if they have finished on 8-ball champ or not. But looks like C division matches have finished. So the C division winner was Lee Wilk, with Kevin Myers coming in 2nd, Russ Appleby in 3rd, and Jamie Catania in 4th. And, we are moving back to Star Trek.
No, actually, they are moving to Doctor Who.
Doctor Who
is the final game.
Is the final game.
The current standings in A Division are Joe K has 8 points, Joe Schober has 9 points, Justin Day has 9 points, and Scott Sidley has 6 points.
So it's tightened up over the last couple of rounds.
Absolutely. It's almost anybody's game here. I guess Scott
may not be able to.
Yeah, Scott can only earn 10 points total, so Scott cannot take first place. But at least Joe K, Joe Schober, and Justin Day have...
could he end up in a tie with a 4-2-1-1? Could we end up with a 3-way tie?
4-2-1-1. I guess, yes. And in which case he would win because it's the final game. Okay, so I'm wrong. Mathematically, Scott Sidley...
if it's a 3-way tie, it would go to the final game, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's a very slim chance, but...
That's right.
But he's very good at Doctor Who.
So is Joe K.
And so is Joe.
And Joe Schober and Justin Day have a very good chance themselves.
So we will... I have not seen that background before. There we go. Do we have the B results?
Yes. Jason Charlton
has won the B Division championships.
Okay.
Let's see here. Jason Charlton takes first place with 15 overall points. Andre Neuland has 12 points and it takes second place. Rob Thomas is in third with 11 points. And myself, William Wolf, finishes in fourth place in B Division with a whopping 2 points. Certainly not my best.
Did not have a good night tonight, did you?
No, the pinball gods were not smiling on me tonight. We are getting ready to go here on Doctor Who for the final game for A Division. Lighting the camera up.
Just pilot error. So, what happened with that ending drain there?
Pilot error. Yeah, I thought it was going to dead bounce, but it got in between the flippers, and so it tipped the upper flipper, and then... Yeah, so this is Joe Kosack. Rich Achterberg was asking me, what happened on Lasercue? And I thought I misjudged the ball. I thought the ball was going to hit squarely on the upper flipper and bounce over right to left, and it got in between the flippers. It hit the tip of the upper flipper and went down the middle. And I knew
got enough spin to stick to the flipper.
Yeah, and I knew that that ball, that drain was going to cost me a point. I knew I did not But right now, going into the last game, Joe Schober and Justin Day have 9 points. I have 8 points. Scott Sidley has 6 points. So it is potentially
A 10-10-10-10.
it is still anyone's game because it could go 4-2-1-1
In just the right way.
and
Just the right way.
that would mean if it goes that way, Scott would have to get 4, which means Scott Sidley would be the A division champion.
In a,
Yeah, because that will not be resolvable by head-to-head.
Yeah.
That would be epic. That
All right.
would be
even though I would not do well in that lineup, that would
right.
still be epic. I'm in for
I
that.
was in a B
All right.
division that ended
I'll
up
go
being
fourth.
8-8.
Joe Schober's going to go third. Justin Day, 1 or 2. All right.
All right, good luck, guys. Let's go for the 10-10-10-10.
I think
Come
Julie
on,
might
you can
have
do
it. So. Yeah. So Scott Sidley's going to start us off.
Are we actually broadcasting?
Yeah.
Or is,
Yeah, it's just the network is not.
I just want to make sure.
Your credits on there, Scott? Score sheet might be right next to Star Trek.
We're on top of Star Trek.
Whoa! Oh my God, the
And-
volleyball house just flipped upside down, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, we did not. We were not defying gravity there. We're just fixing the camera. So Scott starts, and you're going to see a lot of people, probably all of us, go for the sonic boom strategy. So you're going to you want to get the ball in that little dead end alley for the H all the way over to the left, and Scott missed that a little too late, and drained out the right. So you also notice that we do have a color DMD on this Doctor Who.
My favorite color DMD, hands down.
Yeah. So Justin Day's up. He's player 2, and he's found the O ramp.
Take it. Oh, sorry.
Yes. So he's locked in right now on that O. Once you get to 10 loops, you start a sonic boom round where every WHO shot, so the right ramp, there we go, now the left dead end, and side ramp. You do that, boys and girls, that's 120 million points, and it's a safe shot, provided you don't miss.
All shots are safe shots.
There's a double danger. Doctor Who will let you get away with a nice move. It's of the era of Bram Stoker's Dracula, where you can get a good move in and not tilt off that move as long as you have no dangers. But if you do have a danger when you drain the ball, you will get no bonus.
Bonus isn't huge in this game, but
No.
sometimes every point counts.
That's right. Well, bonus could be huge at the end because you get 1 million for every doctor you have lit. So you're guaranteed 1 million because you always have one doctor. As Justin goes into his second sonic boom round. And it looks like W, H, and side ramp. Ooh, rattled. Now he's got a little bit of a timer, but for me, I would not rush into that shot. You can always get another sonic boom. There's another train coming, so he got 80 million for his second sonic boom. So if you're counting at home, that's 200 million points on sonic booms alone. Another strategy that players will go for is to go into multi-ball, because your multi-ball jackpots, if you get to the Davros rounds after collecting 2 or 3 rounds of jackpots, and he goes into sonic boom again, and there's the tilt.
I'm waiting.
Yeah. So again, he tilted away his bonus. Not a whole lot of bonus. Nice solid start at 330 million.
Well, you're going to get seated in starting.
So you'll see players, if they're going for Sonic Boom, will go for Doctor number 6. That gives them an extra boost to their playfield multiplier. You raise your playfield multiplier by making that side ramp over and over. Once you max it at 4, it yells million at you.
Million. The other doctors, like I was saying before, you could play multi-ball strategy. You see those 2 flashing lights at the top, those are locks. Once you lock a ball in each of those locks, it raises the time expander, which is basically a lot like Pinbots. There are 5 targets. You have to hit each 3 times. If you have Dr. 7 lit going into that, you get credit for an extra 1 every time you hit a stand-up target. But if you have your playfield multiplier with your jackpots, 4x Davros is worth 400 million points, and then you can go for your Super Davros, and you've got that 4x. That's 1.2 billion points. So if you are locked in on your multi-balls, that's also a valid strategy. However, those shots to the time expander are going to put the ball out of control. Joe goes into Sonic Boom, goes W, and a little early, going for the H. Nice drop catch. This is probably going to time out. Nope, he got it just in time, but missed his O ramp, got out of control, and went right out lane. So still, that's 103 million points, and it's not looking good for me. I need to get 4 points and help, and I don't have the help right now. So let's see what happens.
Come on over. I just wanted to introduce Jason here, who is our B Division champion. Jason, congratulations, man.
Thanks. It was
Absolutely.
It was a hell of a run, and Wolf and Andre and Rob put up a great match. It was a lot of fun, and it came right down to the wire.
Good, man. So, you had kind of a difficult blow, and you bounced back from it. So I got to commend you on that. Godzilla malfunctioned when he was sitting pretty.
Yeah, I had a great game going. I had 3 multi-balls stacked and ready to go, and I had a huge score advantage. But the game had the second malfunction, and officers ruled as they needed to, and the players had the right to make that request. And So Wolf was smart in picking Airborne as the replacement game because that's not one I'm usually very strong on. But
how'd you do on it?
I came in second. I actually managed to just kind of hang on enough, and Andre was the big threat there. He put together a good game, but came up just a little bit short. And I was pacing. I was pacing a lot.
Well, Jason, I have to say you're a really fantastic player, man, especially for it only being your second. Is this your second season now?
Third, including summer. Yeah.
Yeah, you're really blowing it up, man. And like I said in private, I'm going to say it in public too. I expect you in A Division next season, man.
I hope so. I hope I can get up there and stay up there. I've played some really good competition. The FSPA league is full of great players, and the way the ladder system works, it keeps the challenge up there. It keeps your skills well honed. There's no rest for the weary.
No,
it just
you got to be on point if you want to play in this league.
Yeah,
this ain't no beer league, baby. We take it seriously over here.
Yeah.
Well, Jason Charlton, congratulations, man. And,
thank you.
I'm super happy that you won. I couldn't have gone to a better guy unless it was me.
Thanks a bunch, and I'll be seeing you at spring.
All right. Looking
take care.
forward to it.
All right.
Have a good night. Now we have Justin. 32 loops now. Nothing to sneeze at, but with this group, 32 is just where you start the conversation. He's got his trans mat rocking. Oop. He is, I guess, what you call sitting pretty at this point in regard to score, but quite frankly, that is not a safe score. Yeah. Just a few sonic booms can level the playing field. And we know how you gentlemen like to boom.
Well, it basically comes down to every 12 or 13 shots is 120 million points. So, and they're fairly safe shots for the most part.
As long as you don't miss it.
And
shoot the right out lane with the upper flipper.
Yeah, or brick the 8 shot and get the, post instead and nail. Oh, that was nice.
Very nice save. Did he get a danger on that?
He did.
One.
Yeah, the till warnings on this are a little bit more permissive than on some other games. It's like
absolutely.
once you have a danger, you can kind of get away with a little bit before it gives you another danger.
You got that right. If you've ever seen me play, you know that. back into his groove now. So, guys, do you use the rhythm method, or do you just like to go
Okay,
raw?
I don't know where you're going with that, but
When you're trying to inseminate the right ramp with your ball.
what's the alternative to the rhythm method?
Well, some people don't. When it hits the stopper and then kind of bounces back and goes down on the tail end of the loop, I actually like to flip, and I get a beat going in my head where I go flip, flip,
Yeah.
flip, flip, and it actually tends to help me. And I was just curious what you guys do, or whether you just.
I don't know. I'm not actually
I
sure.
sort
I'll
of
think about it.
Look at where
now.
the ball is relative to the writing. Is it where it says "hang on" there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sort of figure
look
out
at the-
where at
where
that
on
point on that little graphic it's hitting the shot and go for that. Because with the stop there, as it comes around the ramp, it does that little hitch, so it comes down slow enough that you can sort of.
Sure. And I feel I look at that.
But
as
then
a
once you get in a
secondary-
rhythm, if you get the timing down, you can.
Yeah, I think maybe how I do it subconsciously, and this probably isn't even a conscious effort, but I try to keep the beat, and then if the ball loops around off beat, I know to look at those letters and line it up with the letters for my shot. If it comes around on beat, then I just keep with my, my progression
Listen.
there. My little cadence. Oh yeah, very nice.
There you go.
Hey, there's more than one way to hit that ramp. Joe's showing us that right now. Red loop all day at this point. He's at 14, 15.
16.
I bet you 17's next. It is. Looking for another sonic boom here, but hey, if you can't make a sonic boom, let's advance that video mode, right?
Is he going? Oh, he will take just the WHOs. It's not as lucrative as the sonic booms, but can actually be collecting the WHO letters can be worth a fair amount of points. It's just more shots to get to the next sonic boom, however.
Very nice trap on the left. Calm, poise. At this point, feels like Joe's rushing it a little bit here. He really wants to get back into those loops where he feels safe.
The playfield multiplier is timing down.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Back into his rhythm. Very nice.
He got it back up to 4, though, with
Yes.
the last shot that started the sonic boom.
Yes. He's very aware of his playfield here, and that's nice.
And should be another sonic boom.
Around Do-si-do.
W.
Back on.
Misses.
Wow. It's incredible.
It's always frustrating when you do that, too.
Yes. And
you just have to collect yourself and recover. And go right back into the...
right into the booms again. I've been practicing meditation in my breathing, just in my general life as of late. And I find that for instances like that where a big shot's coming up, it actually transcends quite effectively to pinball. I found that the most revolutionary progression I've made in my game over the past 3 or 4 months has been in how I breathe. As crazy as that sounds. It really has made a big difference.
Well, getting frustrated is one of my big problems. Things like that. But he did transmat his Dr. 6, so he can keep that and select one of the other doctors on his next ball.
Okay, so nowhere to go but up from here for Joe K.
Okay.
But, as we've seen all night, Joe is consistent, and he'll just hit those shots over and over again, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen right now. He's also the kind of guy that doesn't really shake the machine much, but on a game like this, you will see him toss it from time to time, especially when he's dialed in. Joe, nice ball.
Thanks.
Yeah, very nice.
And to answer your question, I just watch it. Yeah, I just watch where the ball is on the flipper.
Yeah.
Especially, I don't know if you caught it on the video during the one sonic boom I had. Sometimes the feed is not consistent. Sometimes it drops and it, it bounces around or back rolls or whatever it's doing. So I think a rhythm could be a little dangerous. I think I just try to keep my eye on the ball.
Yeah.
Obviously not always successful.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, is that I use the rhythm to tell me when it's not on rhythm. And then I know to use your technique type of thing, Whenever it's not on beat, then I'm like, okay, time to focus in. And quite frankly, I look right at the playfield, and I try to shoot it right in this little line right here, right on the hang-on letters.
See how Joe does with this H. It's been getting us all. He got it.
Oh, he got it.
Yep. All right.
Very nice.
I did transplant my Dr. 6, not intentionally, so
But-
I'm a little curious about what to do with that fact
Yeah,
now.
I was curious as to what doctor you would pick for the next ball.
I'm actually not sure.
What you would pick after Dr. 6.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. 1 and go for, if you're going for video mode, but do you go for video mode or keep going for
Yeah, I mean, I would think, what is it, like 3 or something is more time and more value for hooloops?
yes. 2. No, 3.
2 is collision, 3 is...
Yeah.
3 is hooloops, 4 is repair targets.
Oh my god, really? Mm-hmm. Well, Scott just had a rough game there. That was not pretty. So we will
And
not
7, of course,
we
is
will
multi-ball.
not end up with 10, 10, 10, 10. Because that did require Scott to get the 4.
Yeah, so that also means
Scott
that
will
I'm
be
locked
in.
out because I don't have a tiebreaker on you, Joe, or Justin, and so the only way I needed it to go 4-2-1-1 in order to avoid a tiebreaker. That cannot happen unless the only way that happens is if you and Justin are right neck and neck. So I guess it's about a 1% chance the way you guys are playing that I'll pass you.
Well, the way Justin's playing, he's looking like he wants it. Nice
balance.
save there. I think there you're actually better not getting the W because then you don't get the who completion. You can pound the O's.
Yeah, extra balls are turned off on this one, so you're not going to get your extra ball for completing who multiple times.
Could he do it? Really?
Danger.
That was unexpected danger.
Looked like he gave it a pretty good whack.
Ooh, that was a good shove.
Still,
I mean-
nice score.
That locks Justin in with 668 million.
Million, and see what doctor he picks.
So my hope is that Joe gets within 17.19 million of Justin's score.
And on this game, that's a pretty thin
So-
hope.
So if that does not happen, Justin Day will be your A division champion. So,
Unless Joe goes over.
well, that's right, of course. But hopefully, if Joe goes over, it will be by less than 17 million points. And that rattled, and that's going to do it, boys and girls. Justin Day is your A division champ, and I'm going to play for second place.
All right, Joe.
Joe.
Show us what you're made of, buddy. Wow. The dark horse, Justin Day, coming in and winning it. Good for him. I bet you he's pretty pleased right now
Yeah.
if he knows that he won, which he may not. I mean, I find that when I'm super focused and dialed in on my game, I pay a little less attention to the score, but it looks
I
like
think
he
Joe
has
just told
been
them he won.
officially congratulated. I have to say he didn't deserve it as much as I do, but still I'm happy to see him win.
Yes, but you did not make the finals.
Exactly. I've been screwed for a long time here. Come on, I can't get a break. Congratulations, buddy.
Congratulations, Justin won. Nice game there.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
How do you feel,
Sonic
man?
booms all
I
night.
feel great. I didn't know that I actually had it locked. Joe came over and shook my hand, and I
We
was
were
like,
speculating.
I was like, really? But yeah, it feels great. It's like 5 seasons. Started in C division, made it up to A, and it feels good to finally get one. So
There you go.
I'm stoked.
Congratulations, man. I'm really happy for you. So, that'll pretty much do it here from the Free State Pinball Association Championships. We might leave our stream running for a little bit while we break down, or we might just go dead. I don't know what's going on. Let's see what time it is. Actually, I'm going to take the cameras down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been a presentation of the Free State Pinball Association. Unlicensed rebroadcasts of this. I don't know. Thank you so much. Are encouraged, yes. Exactly.
Join us tomorrow at 8 o'clock or 8:30. 8:30 tomorrow, Wolf, at Town Hall.
Wolf.
Yes. We
Join
will
it.
be starting at 8:30 tomorrow.
Join us at 8:30 tomorrow for the playoffs at Town Hall. Who's in that A Division playoff? Wolf?
A Division, I believe, is Steve Yonke, myself, and
Eden, right?
Eden Grossman. Yes.
Yeah.
And B Division is Joe, John Locke, Steve Stakem, and somebody I'm blanking out on.
And a mystery guest.
And I miss you.
So tune in tomorrow to find out who the third B division contestant is. We're going to leave you on a cliffhanger there, ladies and
Yeah, because
gentlemen.
I can't find the right web
Thank you,
page on
sir.
myself.
Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We'll catch you later. Congratulations to Justin Day. Congratulations to Justin.
That's the way to do it in the finals.
Greg Sickwia. Sorry about that, Greg. We didn't mean to leave you out there. Congratulations to Justin Day. Congratulations to Jason Charlton, who was C Division.
I knew you guys were going to pick that game.
Lee Wilk in C Division.
Lee Wilk in C Division. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow night.